kikve pitiye jayda jalade rase Champions League ek had gas mein hanguman kikve java naramenne bhagi dulanne bhidi dasate goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok venne sabdeta denne we are one game one heart one game one heart Champions League this is where we start together we dream together we fight we are the champions the Champions League is finally one game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light. We play for love, pride and pain. Every child who dreams a game. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. Marangal kikkagome, kalathil urudiyai minnavumame. Champions League varave, unarvadake tarume. Cheer ekai kammak denne, kollo set ekama ek venne. Goal ekata kick ek denne. Champions League mein aramenne one game one heart Champions League satanai aramenne didi denne jaya ganne ek sinata apiyanne one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart
Good evening and welcome once again to the Racecourse for the one final time in week number 6. It's Javelin taking on Saunders, the number 3 team taking on the number 4 team in Group A. A very crucial encounter in Group A. Two Colombo sides taking on each other in a very important encounter, and here's the weather card for the day. Clear skies are expected throughout this 90 minutes, and a wind is expected to blow across this beautiful Racecourse stadium under lights here. And both these sides are coming off after good comprehensive victories in week number 5, as these are the broadcasting channels for you to catch the live action from wherever you are. You can catch the live action through Sri Lanka Football Socials, Supreme TV and ThePapare. We'll be bringing you all the live action from this Champions League 2025-26 season. And here are the fixtures and results so far from this week. We had Sri Lanka Transport Board going down against Colombo Youth, and later on Friday it was a tame draw again. Tame draw. Super Sun versus Pelicans. Then Crystal Palace went down against Serendib. Then last night we had Solid SC having a solid outing against Matara City Club, and a surprising victory for Sri Lanka Police. Then Now we have Javelin taking on Saunders in a mouth-watering encounter under the lights at Racecourse. And here's the points table so far in Group A. New Star already have booked their places in the Super 8s alongside with Serendip sharing 12 points each. Then we have Saunders SC, the only unbeaten side in Group B. Then Javelin, a win today will secure their Super 8 spot. And Nigambu Youth followed by Crystal Palace. And at the rock bottom we have Sri Lanka Transport Board. Not the best of seasons for SLTB. No wins under their belt and 30 goals conceded rather. And we are just minutes away from kickoff here at the Racecourse. A decent crowd gathering also expected here at the Racecourse for these two Colombo sides and domestic giants, I would say, in Sri Lanka football. Javelin from Slave Islands taking on Saunders. Javelin obviously winning against Nigambu Youth in the previous week with a comfortable 2-1 win, and Saunders with a surprising 1-0 win against the favourites New Star, handing their first defeat in the campaign. Indiva Udara's penalty was enough to get the W for the men in yellow, and they'll be expecting to continue their winning run of form rather, in this game as well, and to keep hold of that unbeaten tag upon them. Saunders in the blue stripes while Javelin in the usual white stripes. Olavale will be one of the key players taking the field for Javelin. Did score in the previous game against Nigambu Youth. Olavale, and alongside with him Harshana Sumudu has been very instrumental for Javelin's success this campaign. GN Robesh will be officiating the game for tonight, and LKI Udayakant and Sampath Lena Gunawardana will be on the touchlines assisting GN Robesh, while Indonil Sandakalu will be the fourth official for tonight. Equally balanced two outfits taking on each other, and a win here for either of these sides will confirm their spots in the Super 8s. A very important game for Javelin as they are 3 points behind of Saunders, and Saunders a draw will be enough for them to take them to the Super 8s. Here's the confirmation. GN Robesh will be the main official taking us through this game, while LK Udayakant, Sampath Lena Gunawardana will be in the sidelines. Indiva Udara will be a skipper with high in confidence, while Harshana Sumudu will be leading his charges for Javelin. Two captains who have scored this season a goal apiece will be playing a very important role out here in this important fixture. The most anticipated games in this week, I must say. Javelin taking on Saunders, and here's the Javelin team lineup. Asela Rajavangsha, Abdul Farik, Derek Fernando, Harshana Sumudu skipper, Mohammad Azad, Mohammad Rizkan, Mohammad Sajid, Mohammad Alim, Irfan, Imadullah, Olavale, then Asfaq Ayub between the sticks, and Nazar Hamid, the head coach for Javelin. And here's the Saunders team lineup. SKSM Priyadarshan Nalim, Ziad Mufazzal, Patum Gimhan, that superb winger for Saunders. Then Samir Pereira, Indi Udar, the skipper, Mohammad Shahid, Danuka Dananje, Clovis Frank, Roger Felipe, and Janssen Alassane, the goalkeeper for Saunders. 3 new inclusions for Saunders. And the 3 foreign players will be playing a major role in tonight's fixture for sure, as we are just seconds away from kickoff. Saunders will be kicking off things from the right to left of your screens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are finally underway. Clovis Frank kicks things off for Saunders as the ball goes to touch from the offsets. The kickoff will be taken again now with a small issue occurred before, and we are officially underway here at the Racecourse. Indi Udar here's Javelin with possession. Olavale goes down and wins a free kick, an early free kick in favor of Javelin. Good bit of work from Ola. Apologies, a free kick in favor of Saunders. Wonder what was the infringement from Olavale. But nevertheless, we resume with the game. Important game, as I've mentioned before, for both these sides. Saunders, the only unbeaten side in Group A, while Javelin, and win here will and there's a shot taken from the Javelin number 7. It's the skipper Harshana Skumudu, and a win here for Javelin will make sure they are placed in the Super Fours, and it will be all the 4 teams will be locked in Group A, while still the Group B has not locked in their 4 teams, as it's still wide open, and it's anyone's race in Group B. Roger Felipe. Indi Udar, the goal scorer from the previous game, from a penalty. Well taken penalty and a well deserved win for Saunders against that high riding New Star outfit. Was unbeaten until last week, until they played this Saunders outfit. A complete performance from Saunders handed them the W against New Star. And as we are heading in with this game, the crowd is slowly but surely gathering here at Racecourse, and we expected numbers in Racecourse, and the crowd has well and surely gathered here to support these Colombo based sides. 2 sides with a rich history in Sri Lanka domestic football, and as we speak, it's a free kick in favor of Saunders. A commanding position, I would say. Indi Udara will fancy his chances from this range and find someone inside the box. Saunders will crowd that penalty box with numbers here. And Saunders is one of those teams who are really good with their set pieces, as Samir Pereira under this dead ball situation for Saunders. Slight bit of confusion there inside the box, and it's all good. And Samir Pereira goes, tries to go for goal, but the ball intervenes proceedings, and Derek Fernando goes down in the process, and Javelin can breathe a sigh of relief, and they'll surely clear their lines here through Asela Rajavangsa. Both the teams yet to find their feet in this game. Not the best of starts for either of these sides, but with the time goes on, with the time progresses, both these sides will well and surely find their feet on this game, and they'll put on their A game out here. Danuka Dhananjay. Good bit of play from Saunders. Bulk of possession with them. Good work to keep the ball inside. Here's Saunders down the wing. And an unnecessary pass there by Nalim. A needless foul there by the Javelin number 3, Abdul Farik. And with all the chaos in the middle, I've joined with Navod Vijay Vikram. Good evening, Navod.
Good evening, Atif. Yes, whatever the occasion, whatever the competition, Javelin Saunders is a must-watch match for any football fan here in Sri Lanka, as Indri Udara, the skipper for Saunders, puts that ball in. Corner for the Price Park boys.
Good passage of play there for the Saunders players, having the bulk of possession. And here's Indi Udar. It again with a corner. Second consecutive corner for Saunders. A good ball into the box, and neatly defended there by Saunders, but Javelin rather still possession with Saunders. Shot from range, and a brilliant save there by Asfaq Ayuba. Crowd is on their feet, and the voices have risen up. Brilliant from the Saunders number 8, Ziad Mufazzal. And equally well saved Ayub there. This is what you expect from a Saunders Javelin fixture, isn't it, Nawad?
Brilliant work from both Mufazzal and Ayub. Wonderful technique from Mufazzal, and equally well kept by Ashfaq Ayub, the former Peterite goalkeeper. A bigger game for Javelin, who are on 7 points in 4th place in Group A, while Saunders have 10 points and in 2nd place in this Group A, with the top 4 making it to the Super 8 stage. Clovis Frank going to the byline. Nazar Hamid, the head coach for Javelin, on the touchline. Pathum Gimhan. Saunders takes it short against Alim. Muhammad Alim goes down.
Muhammad Alim is still down with quite considerable amount of pain. Maybe he has done his shoulder there. Wasn't the prettiest fall there for Alim. I think he has dislocated his shoulder from what the referee suggests. Early drama here at the Racecourse. Not even 10 minutes gone on our clock. And an early substitution for Javelin will make huge problems for their plans going forward.
Pathum Gimhan's family in the background.
Mufazzal Ziad driving it forward. Good midfield play there by Ziad. The cross comes in. Still Pathum Gimhan and Clovis Frank breaks the deadlock. Pathum Gimhan with a pinpoint header to find his number 33 inside the box. And Mufazzal Ziad there. Brilliant play from Mufazzal Ziad. Cutting the defense into half and creating space. And Pathum Gimhan puts it on a plate for Clovis Frank. And he does no mistake there. Brilliant football from Saunders.
The defense all over the place for Javelin. Saunders went left, right and middle. So Javelin defense found wanting on that occasion.
Rizkan goes down and wins a free kick for Javelin. Will be a very important set piece here for the boys from Slave Island. Here's another look of that goal. A brilliant cross from Muhammad Shahid rather. And Pathum Gimhan puts it on a plate for Clovis Frank. Textbook header to take the lead. And Saunders go 1-0 up in this important fixture. And the lights in front of a almost packed house here at Racecourse. A tantalizing delivery and well negotiated by the Saunders defenders there. And it will be another corner kick in favor of Javelin. Here's our goal scorer, Clovis Frank. Will be a mighty pleased man to score in the early exchanges. And beautiful routine there, just not coming off well. Surely they might have practiced those kind of set pieces in the training grounds. And nevertheless, good signs from Javelin after conceding an early goal. Goalkeeper pings it and finds Pathum Gimhan. Good bit of work from Saunders. Here's and ball from the top. And surprisingly enough, Jansan Alasani is the only overseas goalkeeper in this league, and more will be expected from Alasani as the only overseas goalkeeper in this league.
Sanoj Samira. Sanjuka. Danuka Dhananjaya. Takes a shot from range. Going away, Mohammad Shahid, the man.
Harshana Sumudu will have to play a vital role here alongside with Olavale for Javelin. Yes, it's still early days in this game. And here's Saunders. High press rewarding them. Here's a goal scorer. Frank finds Shahid. And Mufazzal Ziad with a attempted shot there, but getting it all wrong. Muhammad Shahid. Mufazzal Ziad rather.
The idea was right, but he wasn't able to curl it at the far post. The ball just slicing away from the target. Sajid. Ball up front. Olawale against Sanoj Samira. Tries to cross it in. Has the ball gone out? Yes, it has.
Alasani takes it short and in the Udara loses his footing, but referee suggests there was a bit of contact of Harshana Sumudi. Yes, he was spot on there. Pereira goes with a diagonal delivery. Finds Shahid. Here's Ziad. Draws a foul and Derek Fernando will be one lucky man to get away without a card there, and surprisingly referee Robesh has decided not to show any cards. Maybe since it's just early days in this game, long way to go in this highly anticipated encounter. Two giants in Sri Lanka domestic football taking on each other. Ball cheaply given away. Here's Frank. Touches it to Felipe Roger. Here's Frank. Frank will try to cross it in. Here's Roger. Roger shoots it over the ball. Gimhan still with possession. Udar was expecting Frank to make that run into the box, but Frank was well and surely in an offside position. But good football all around from Saunders, getting rewarded for their high press. And the question is for how long they can keep doing this as Asfaq Ayub goes high and long here. Nice touch by Olavale, and not the best of passes there. Here's Pathum Gimman.
Harshan Sumudu having to come deep to recover the ball. Shahid. Not so good first touch from Indriva Udara. Javelin. Olawale. Sumudu on the left. Trying to cut back in, a weaker shot. Olawale goes down. Referee waves play on. Olawale not at all happy. And so too is the referee. Yeah, there was nothing much in it.
But nevertheless, good signs for Javelin going forward, and good urgency shown from the men in white. Keeps it in. The number 10 was for the attempted cross, but gets it all wrong there. Mohammad Rizgan. Pretty decent start for Mohammad Rizgan on the right wing for Javelin, but still that one goal deficit have made a huge bridge in between these two sides. In the Budara, not the best of clearances. Pereira.
Asel Rajvansh going after it. It will be a throw in for Saunders. Correction. It will be a throw in for Javelin. They take it quickly. Alim. This time a foul on Derek Fernando.
Interesting watch if you are a neutral fan, and shot with hope from range there. Derek Fernando losing it for a bit, and as I was saying before, an interesting start in these opening exchanges. 22 minutes have flown by us in this highly anticipated encounter. Brilliant distribution there by Alassane. Of the key features he'll bring into the Saunders outfit. Fernando. Almost found Olawale making the run. Here's Frank. Pathum Gimhan. Gimhan drops his shoulder.
When it mattered the most, Pathum Gimhan left the ball behind. Was in a very good position. The former Josephian. Here's Indriva Udara. Cross in. Bicycle kick. And Ashfaq Ayub having to pull off his second save of the night against Mohammad Shahid.
For a moment I thought it came off that acrobatic effort, but it was Mohammad Shahid's header tested Ashfaq Ayub, and Ayub has done pretty well. Just that solitary goal he conceded off Clovis Frank's header, but nevertheless here's Saunders with yet another set piece. You can't keep handing these set pieces for Saunders. Ola. Wasted opportunity there by the Saunders midfield. With the time progresses, the crowd keeps coming into this race course. Here's an opportunity, and Alessane does brilliantly well with his long levers. This is what Alessane brings into the fore for Saunders. Brilliant stretch there. Covers a huge amount of ground. Alessane. Frank. Here's Shahid. Shahid cuts it back. Here's an opportunity. And good bit of defending by Abdul Farik. End-to-end stuff here at Racecourse.
Both teams performing at near optimum level in this first 26 minutes or so. Brilliant all-round work. I think with the two standout players being the two goalkeepers, Ashfaq Ayub for Javalen and Janssen Alassane. Both with the saves and the distribution from both goalkeepers. Danako Dananja, unnecessary. Player had gone. Danako Jananja needs to be careful for the next 64 minutes or so. Alim. Good delivery. Lovale going after it. On his left to the byline. Crosses it in. Alassane goes down.
Not a good look there, as I think he has done his wrist there, Navud. He is in serious amount of pain, but going back a couple of seconds, Olavale with a brilliant passage of play. Good strikers play there, putting on that cross in. And Alessane had to make that save. Collision with Samir Pereira there. Has done his rest. Think he is okay, and he'll be good to continue, but he is in serious amount of pain, isn't he? So far, he has had a controlled performance between the sticks for Saunders, making some important interventions with his long reach. Alessane, if he has to go off the pitch, it will be a big, huge miss rather for Saunders. And here's another look at the points table in Group A. New Star already have confirmed their spot in the Super Fours with Serendip Bessi and Saunders in the third place, while Javelin in the fourth place. A win here for Javelin will also lock them in the Super 8s, and Nigambo Youth then followed by Crystal Palace and SLTB in the rock bottom with no wins under their belt. A very underwhelming end to their season. SLTB conceding 30 goals in the entirety of 6 games. It's almost 5 goals a game. Not a stat that you want to have in your back. Here's that goal scored by Frank. Brilliant play there by Saunders, rewarding them with a goal. Beautiful to watch by the Saunders players, and by the looks of it, Alessane is all good to continue, and bit of discussions are going around with hands thrown at each other. A bit animated there. Alessane clearly not happy with Samir Pereira coming into his way. And we are underway with, after that, a small interval. Abdul Farik Olavale looked like he was in a offside position, but Frank, good bit of work to retain the ball. Udar, top diagonal delivery to find Pathum Gimhan. Needless, absolutely needless by Muhammad Azad. Straight into the referee's books. Beautiful work there by Indiv Udar to find Pathum Gimhan, and a studs up challenge there by Muhammad Azad. Referee didn't need 2 invitations to show the red yellow card.
Jersey number 8, so Javelin. Yellow card, jersey number 8, Javelin.
Gimhan needing a bit of medical attention with that after that studs up challenge by Muhammad Azad. If you are a footballer, it's not always a pleasant experience having a blow on your shin with the studs up, and by the looks of it, Pathum Gimhan is all good to go, and India Udar again under the dead ball for Saunders.
These couple of stoppages have certainly slowed down the pace we had in the first 20-25 minutes or so. Indri Udara puts the ball in towards the far post. Was that Mohammad Nalim? Yes, it was. The ball just about going beyond him. Could only sky the ball. Almost getting the second was Saunders.
It was on a plate for Nalim there. Just had to beat the goalkeeper. Brilliant delivery from the skipper, India Udar. They have expected his centre half, Nalim, to put it into the back of the net of Asfaq Ayub's. But the score still remains 1-0 here. Here's Udar. Ola with one brilliant 1-2. Here's Ola. Try and cross it in. Good bit of work, and that surely should be a free kick. And Ola, what a performance he has put in this opening 33 minutes. He has been all over the park for Javelin, almost doing it all alone. Olavale.
Dhanuka Dhananjaya, once again the guilty party, needs to be careful. He is already on a yellow. Derek Fernando. Curl this from his left. A pretty horrific delivery from Derek Fernando.
Definitely would have expected a better delivery from Derek Fernando there, but these are the chances Javelin should be taking with both their hands. With Saunders are pretty solid in their defense. Pathum Gimhan driving it forward. But loses possession in the process. Good by Pathum Gimhan. But a forced foul there for Pathum Gimhan. But Good intentions shown by these Saunders players, pressing it really high with real pace and giving no opportunity whatsoever for Javelin to intervene their defences. Shahid. Felipe finds Gimhan with the overlap run. Gimhan. Cross comes in.
Frank takes a long ranger. Good idea. Just saw Ashfaq Ayub off his line. I think Javelin would be better off playing Rizkan Faiza in midfield rather than on the right of this four-man midfield. Here's Sajid. Puts the ball up front. Nearly gifting a goal was Alassane.
We are praising him, his work all this time, and an absolute hauler there from Saunders goalkeeper Alassane. Can breathe a sigh of relief as Nalim has gone to the ground. Alassane, since that knock on his wrist, he has not been himself. Good end-to-end stuff, and 37 minutes have flown past us here in rapid time here at the Racecourse. Good end-to-end football, interesting if you're a neutral supporter. And here's Javelin again launching a counter-attack here. And with an opportunity there, Javelin almost equalizing things. A brilliant cross by Muhammad Azad and Harshan Sumudu. Rizkan, that was rather almost equalizing things.
Very good technique from the former Zaira man, Rizkan Faiza, on the volley. Not easy to direct a ball 90 degrees from where it was coming from. Side footer. Looks like it's Muhammad Azad who is down. Yes, it is. His hamstring. The breaker loves Harshana Sumudu to have a chat with his bench, his coach and the manager. Here's Indri Udara, Sanjuka Priyadarshana, Tanuka Dhananjay, Ziad Mufazzal loses the ball.
Oh my God. Beautiful from Indiva. Finds Shahid. Shahid pass up the defender. Here's Ziad. And Javelin can breathe a sigh of relief. And before that, it was a wild collision there. And still the player is down. It is Muhammad Alim, I think it is. Few minutes ago, he needed some attention on his shoulder. And this time onwards, looks a bit serious. And this was that opportunity. Mufazzal Ziad almost doubling the advantage for Saunders. Here's that collision. Muhammad Alim is in serious amount of pain here. Doesn't look good for the number 17 of Javelin.
Who can Javelin bring on from the bench?
Decent crowd gathering to here to witness the high stakes encounter.
I think if fitness permits, they could bring on Afam Akram, shift Rizkan Faiza into the midfield and put Afam Akram on the right.
With Muhammad Alim back on his feet, game will resume with a dead drop ball for Saunders. Indiva, man with the armband, has started this game well, had his chances Indiva and had his moments rather. And here's a good ball down the line. Shahid doesn't win the foot race there. Sajid, Irfan Imadullah rather, doing the clearing work for Javelin. And Muhammad Alim clearly does not seem he's comfortable with his injury. Will be most probably a forced change for Javelin. Is not moving very comfortably, Muhammad Ali. Udar. Here's Danuska. Muhammad Ali trying his level best, and he does really well. And the ball given away. Pathum Gimhan with an opportunity, and Gimhan. Oh my word, that was a brilliant chance for Pathum Gimhan to double the lead. Doing all the hard yards, just not finding the target. Pathum Gimhan.
playing with fire and almost getting burnt. Indri Udara. Once again, brilliant ball. Edge of that 6-yard box. As this time we see Sanoj Samira going down under challenge from Luasio Nolowale. We will most likely see a bit more added time being added. Yeah, looks like there'll be 5 minutes of added time.
We had Samir Pereira going back to base. Alasani will take his time, and 5 minutes of added time. We had quite amount of stoppages in this first half, with quite a lot of collisions and injuries, especially with Muhammad Alim going down twice in the course of play. Slight confusion, but Saunders clear their lines. And here's Shahid. Finds Frank. Frank with an opportunity. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. What a finish it is. Frank, this time Roger Felipe. Beautiful finish. Beautiful football from Saunders. Finally, the high press has rewarded them. Roger Felipe, take a bow. What a finish from the outside of his boot. Javelin defense caught in no man's land. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Roger Felipe. Credit should go to Shahid and Mufazzal Ziad. Those two have been brilliant for Saunders in the midfield. And Roger Felipe with an absolute brilliant goal. Some could say it's just a tap-in, but the technique from Roger Felipe from the outside of his boot was brilliant. Slight confusion among the Javelin players. The senior statesman to console their young goalkeeper Asfaq Ayub. Not a good sign wherever you play football and which category you play. Here's an opportunity for Javelin. Olavale with an opportunity and takes a deflection, and it will be a corner for Javelin. What a half we have had now with the end-to-end stuff. Corner taken quickly. Cross comes in. It will be a throw in favor of Javelin. Alim takes a touch. Ola. Derek Fernando puts it wide. Here's Ola yet again. Does well. Ola puts the cross in, and Alisane. It's Alisane yet again with his long reach. Almost having an ugly collision with Samir Pereira. Off your screens, here's Patum Gimhan with an overlap ball. Good bit of goalkeeping there by Asfaq Ayub, coming off his lines. And with the sliding in on time. Good bit of goalkeeping by the Javelin goalkeeper.
Mountain to climb for Javelin come the second half. Their defense have been horrible in the last few minutes or so of their own making. being way too casual. Here's Indriva Udara. Turns. Alim. Faiza. Last few seconds of the first half. Ball hacked downfield. And referee Nivan Robesh says that's enough for the first half in this Group A encounter in the Champions League. Javelin against Saunders. Saunders leading 2-0. Let's see of goals from Clovis Frank in the 11th and Roger Felipe in the first minute of added time. Javelin had a good 20-25 minutes or so thereafter, especially in the last 5-8 minutes. Their defense was found wanting.
A complete performance from the Saunders outfit. And here's the full-time confirmation. Javelin 0 and Saunders 2. A well-deserved 2-goal lead for Saunders through Clovis Frank and Roger Felipe. And head coach Shantasri will be one mighty pleased man. Here's Mufazzal Ziad taking that bullet of a shot and testing Asfaq Ayub. Here's that first goal scored by Clovis Frank. A beautiful bit of work by the Saunders forwards combining with their midfield. And this was that acrobatic effort. And Javelin were knocking on the door quite a few times with Olavale asking questions left, right and centre. Then a special performance from a special player. Indriva Udara was bossing that midfield with some important touches. And this from Mohammad Rizkan was the furthest Javelin came to score. And Pathum Gimhan was brilliant on that right wing. And this is that second goal from Roger Felipe. Superb finish from the foreign signing. And a celebration to match that finish. This was Olavale. A big second half coming ahead of us, especially for Olavale and Javelin. They'll have to put themselves out there and grab those two important goals if they need to get something out of this game. And we'll be heading into a short commercial break, and we'll catch you live from the second half's action. Stay tuned with us.
जलल दे रहा से चैंपियंस लीग एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक वे जावे नरमने भागी दुलाने भीदी दस्ते गोल एक गन्नाई सिट सरसने समरोक वेने साथ देने one heart. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the light. किक कर देने चैंपियंस लीग में one game one heart Champions League Saturday aramenne dibbi denne jaya ganne ek seenata apiyanne one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art football one game one heart hey oh one dream one star hey oh one game one heart Champions League forever we play the spirit of football leads away
And we are back with the live action for second half as Saunders leading Javelin 2-0 in this highly anticipated game in Group A. Saunders bossing that first half, and there's a couple of substitutions, and Mohammad Fawzan has made way replacing Danuka Dhananjaya, while Rizvi Atik has replaced Muhammad Azad. Quite a surprising substitution there by coach Nazar Hamid, while Muhammad Ali still stays on the park with quite a few blows on his body in that first half. Interesting changes from both these coaches, and an important second half coming up for Javelin. Muhammad Azad did manage to create the only opportunity, which was very close to score for Javelin, but coach Nazar Hamid has thought otherwise and has decided to substitute him in place of Rizvi Atik, and we are underway in the second half as Javelin has kicked things off, and a very important half coming up for Javelin.
Javelin still looking to play the same pattern, the same formation. Would have rather liked switching Rizkan Faiza and Eric Fernando. Fernando the wing to put in those crossers with his left, and Rizkan alongside Alim, the two experienced campaigners to run the midfield. Here's Derek. Good ball in, misses everyone, including Rizkan Faiza.
Oh.
Crunch and tackle. He says he took the ball, but...
And what do you think of the call made by Nazar Hamid and about the taking off Muhammad Azad in place of Rizvi Atik? Quite an interesting call by Hamid.
Yeah, I think Azad was struggling with a hamstring injury as well. He went down midway through that first half, and also on a yellow card. Maybe both those situations forcing Javelin to make that change. But still, they do have Muhammad Ali, who was struggling after two blows to his shoulder in that first half. But here Saunders showing all the trickery. Derek Fernando to Faiza. Ball up front in search of Lawale. Not in the same wavelength.
Second corner kick in favor of Javelin in the second half. Positive start for the men in white from the offsets in the second half. As I mentioned quite a few times, very important half for the men in white. A win here, a point here will definitely secure them a spot in the Super 8s as Muhammad Rizkan is all set to take the second free kick in this second half. An early goal for Javelin in the second half will make things interesting for sure going forward, with the bulk of minutes remaining upon us here under the lights at Racecourse. Azad Wasteful opportunity from Mohammad Rizkan there.
Alim.
Beautiful
Yes,
bit of work from Frank.
Ball up front on the left for Pathum Gimhan. Has it gone out? No, it hasn't. Done well to keep it in. Saunders of old have turned up here at the Racecourse International Stadium for this big game. Showing all the trickery, the composure and the skills.
Rajavansa. And here's Saunders and Alisane puts it into touch. Throw in taken quickly. Cross comes in and Alisane doesn't get the hold of the ball. An opportunity for Javelin and hits the crossbar. Ola with an opportunity to make the deficit cut short by a goal. What an opportunity for Javelin, gone begging. Ola Wale has hit the crossbar. Very unfortunate for the overseas there. What a start it would have been for Javelin. We were talking about that early goal in the second half for Javelin. Ola Wale coming very, very close there to cut the deficit by a goal.
Alim.
Alim hits it straight into the wall and Javelin going with their emotions there. You'll have to trust the process and trust the game plan. They have knocked down the door once and here's Saunders. Udar, the lob pass. Tries something cheeky there, but puts the ball out of play. Alim. Here's Frank. Frank wins the foot race. Ola keeps the ball in play. Ola does really well. Here goes Ola down the wing. Puts the cross in and Samir Pereira with a timely intervention there. What a game this man is having, Ola Wale. A one-man show for Javelin. Taking on a mighty shift for the men in white. Oluwasan Oluwale. By the looks of it, that goal is not that far away for Javelin. Derek Fernando tries to find The substitute Rizviatik on that far post, making that run, but overcooks it a bit. Good signs from Javelin. It has been all Javelin in that second half. It's just that once that Saunders have stepped into the opponent's half. Other than that, it has been all Javelin. Atik wins the ball. Derek Fernando. Alim finds Sumudu. And Felipe. A wasteful delivery. Rajavansa. Olavale with good anticipation there, but gives away the ball. Ola. A friendly little chat there between Olavale and referee Robesh.
Javelin needs to find some inspiration. They almost had it, fortunately. Olavale's header struck the underside of the bar and went out rather than in. Nalim, the long throw in, finds Frank. Cross, chested it down. Ashfaq Ayub comes off his lines to collect it. Ball towards Derek Fernando. Javelin needs to utilize their wings rather than playing in the midfield. They need to put some pace on those left and right wings and stretch the Saunders defense if they are to make any inroads into this game. Because if you look at this Saunders midfield, which includes Indri Udara, Ziad Mufasal, they've come out trumps in the first 57 minutes or so. They have the option of bringing in Sundaraj Resh as well. Rizviatik to his keeper, Harshan Sumudu. Takes a shot, blocked by Sanoj Samira. Sajid. His cross not finding intended Rizkan Faiza. Patum Gimhan on the other end. Roger Felipe, is pass intercepted by Irfan Imadadullah. Now the ball up front, he's offside. Harshan Sumudu. Idara. Sajid. Rizviatik. Few missed passes from both Saunders and Javelin.
Beautiful little run there by the Saunders keeper Indi Udar. But overcooks his pass tad too much. And the pace of the game has taken a slight hit here since Olavale hit the crossbar. And the rush of blood from Javelin has come to a halt as well. And Saunders have managed to get a hold of the ball quite often after that opportunity for Javelin. Ever since it has been Saunders. Atik. Here's Atik. And gives away the ball, but manages to keep the ball. Javelin. Felipe. Beautiful ball over the top. Here's Patum Gimhana. There's numbers inside the box. Gimhana opts to go all alone, and Asfaq Ayub with a very important save. There were numbers inside the box. Frank and Muhammad Shahid were arriving. But Patum Gimhan thought, why not have a crack? And certainly tested Asfaq Ayub there. And to be the first corner for Saunders in the second half. Here's Indi Budara with a lower trajectory this time. Not the best of corners taken by Indi Budara. Javelin manages to clear their lines. Ziad goes back to base. Samir Pereira. First real opportunity for Saunders, it was in the second half. Pathum Gimhan, all the hard yards, and the best he could have done was find one of his men inside the box with a cross, but thought otherwise. And here's Saunders, yet another attack. Here's Nalim, drives it forward, and here's Indi Udar.
Sajid is down for Javelin, needing the physio. Looks like he dug his foot into the ground while trying to take that kick.
Looks like Sajid is all okay to continue. It's just a small hit. Maybe it's cramps for Sajid, but Nalim with a cross in, and Asfaq spills it, but no harm done for Asfaq Ayub into his goal. Frank. Nice little touch, but Alim does well, but no. Frank wins possession. Nothing doing there for Saunders.
Javelin needs to make a change either positionally or with a substitution, because nothing has worked in the second half so far. And here's Pathum Gimman into the box, cuts back in, and that's the third. Ziad Mufassal the man. And this former Zahira man puts the game to bed.
That was a brilliant goal from Mufassal Ziad, and what a cross there from Pathum Gimhan to find incoming Mufassal Ziad. And Mufassal Ziad does no mistake, finding the bottom corner. And Ashfaq Ayub had just watched the ball roll into the back of his net. Absolutely brilliant football. This is from Saunders. It's not have been the best of the halves for Saunders, but they have managed to find a way through Mufassal Ziad. And Saunders with a 3-goal cushion here.
Brilliant technique from the youngster. Not easy on the run. To thread that ball right along the ground past a diving Ashfaq Ayub to the far corner.
Takes a quick throw in. Frank takes time, goes over the top. Here's Raja Felipe. Hands on head there by Raja Felipe. He know it was a good opportunity to extend the lead by 4 goals. And nevertheless, they can enjoy their 3-goal cushion here. And here's Pathum Gimhan intervenes, and referee says there's no foul. But still, Saunders opting to go with their high press, and good fitness shown by these Saunders players, and very clumsy by the number 3, Priyadarshan. As he goes into the referee's books, Priyadarshan.
Unnecessary from Sanjuga Priyadarshan. Slight opportunity for Javelin if they can convert it from here.
Eric Fernando under the dead ball. It will be a good opportunity for Javelin to make a miss from this set piece. Olavale, very unlike of Olavale. That is wasteful chance, maybe out of frustration there. Ola so far did nothing wrong throughout this game, but that was not very likely of Olavale. The Saunders through Pathum Gimman. Gimman goes over the top. And it will be a forced substitution for Javelin since Mohammad Sajid wasn't moving very comfortably. It is Rishad Ahmed who makes his way into the pitch, replacing Mohammad Sajid. Here's Atik. Atik cuts it back. Puts the cross in. Lame bit of work from the Javelin attack. No urgency whatsoever from Javelin. And Saunders defenders will be a bunch of happy lads with no urgency shown whatsoever. And here's Felipe Indiva. Beautiful diagonal delivery there. Saunders keeper having one of the best games so far in this campaign. He has put on a shift and a half for Saunders with the captain's armband. Indivudar has been good under the dead balls and very important passes as well, cutting the defense into half, finding Pathum Gimhan more oftenly, and as a result it's 3-0. And here's Samir Pereira with a shot from range, and not very far there by Samir Pereira. Alim. Pereira does well. Ziad. Beautifully done there by Mufazzal Ziad to find Frank. Pereira goes over the top. Does Pathum Gimhan has enough pace in his tank? Yes, he has, and Gimhan does very well and wins the corner for Saunders. And surprisingly so, the referee has shown given it as a goal kick. But nothing to take away from Pathum Gimhan's efforts there. A brilliant run from Gimhan has been very good throughout this evening in that right flank for Saunders, and has an assist behind his name as well, assisting Mufazzal Ziad for the third goal. Two assists rather for Pathum Gimhan. Here's an opportunity for Olavale. Olavale takes a one touch too many and goes wide of Alassani's goal there. Could have gone in the first time, Olavale. And in the process it has taken a slight deflection as well, and it will be a corner for Javelin. Mohammad Rizkan. Nice ball in, but too far away. Had a nice trajectory there, but did not have the proper direction. Still possession with Javelin. Too much to do there for Olavale. Felipe. Ziad. Ziad has put in a shift and a half for Saunders. This very complete performance from the Saunders outfit, especially in their midfield and the forwards. Beautiful pass to find Gimhan, and Gimhan slightly offside there, and there will be a substitution for Javelin. Mohammad Alim finally comes off the pitch after getting numerous collisions on his shoulder, and Mohammad Yasir makes his way into the pitch. It's quite surprising how Mohammad Alim was still on the pitch with after all the medical attention he needed in the first half, but nevertheless finally the substitution has been made. Mohammad Yasir a brilliant save again, and in the process he has hurt his shoulder as well. Not good signs for Saunders, as they will be heading into the Super 8s in the coming weeks. After a good shift out in the middle, Mohammad Shahid makes way to Mohammad Zaid, and Clovis Frank, the goal scorer who broke the deadlock in the first half, makes way for Sundaraj Niresh. Like substitutions from coach Santasri, and will be mighty pleased with the two players coming off, Frank and Mohammad Shahid. Shahid was brilliant on that left wing back position for Saunders, making important overlap runs, making important crosses, and that's it for Mohammad Shahid for the day. This was that opportunity from Olawale. That huge reach from Alisane, and I think he has done his shoulder there, and the physio has requested a substitution in place of Alisane without risking his injury, because some important weeks are ahead of us, and Saunders after this win They'll go on to the top of the table and confirm their spot in the Super 8s as well. It's a real shame that Alisane has to walk off the pitch with an injury. Has been brilliant between the sticks for Saunders with important saves and important interventions, and brilliant with his feet as well. Good distribution from Alisane, and it's a real shame that he has to walk off with an injury. And Kalpana Rashmika will make his way to replace Janssen Alisane after a good night's of work. Kalpana Rashmika was a starting goalkeeper in the opening few weeks for Saunders and has been pretty good between the sticks himself, Kalpana Rashmika. And might have not expected to make an appearance today, but he has. And straight away into action, Kalpana Rashmika punts it over the top. Felipe. Javelin taking their time with possession. And in the process gifts the ball for Saunders. Pathum Gimhan with a clear-cut opportunity. Gimhan. Oh my word, Gimhan did everything right, timed his run for perfection. It's just that chip going slightly away of the goal. Brilliant work from Pathum Gimhan. He deserves that goal. And has come very close in this past couple of minutes or so. Pathum Gimhan. Here's Indiva. A shot from range and forces Asfaq Ayub to make the save. Saunders as well and surely won their shooting boots this evening.
Nalim with the throw in. Not getting the distance as he would have liked. Lawale controls it brilliantly. Turns past Sanuj Samira. Lawale is not happy. Yeah, he takes out Udara. Sanuj Samira sends it forward.
Here's Zaid. The options down the middle.
Niresh threads the ball brilliantly, but unfortunately Ashfaq Ayub able to cover Pathum Gimhan's effort.
Gimhan yet again the unlucky party. It's that kind of a night for Pathum Gimhan. Served everyone, Pathum Gimhan, but just that it's not his night to score a goal. A loud round of applause as Alisane goes down the tunnel. Clear, happy bunch of Saunders fans just behind us in the com box. Nalim. Still, these Saunders players are pressing really hard. And by the looks of it from the sidelines, Alisane will be out of action for a while with his shoulder is in serious damage. But coming back to the game, here's Javelin. Rashmika. Saunders, the shifted approach here. Pathum Gimhan. Sliding in is the skipper, Indiva Udar. Hasn't put a foot wrong so far in this game, the skipper. Felipe goes over the top, but Pathum Gimhan was in an offside position yet again. Gimhan trying his level best to put himself in the score sheet as Dilan Kaushalya makes his way replacing Pathum Gimhan. What a performance this young man has put on here. 2 assists under his belt for the first goal and the second, for the third rather. Brilliant performance and a round of applause and a well-deserved round of applause for the former Josephian Pathum Gimhan. Ola with an opportunity. Rashmika coming out of his lines. Javelin with an opportunity, but Mohammad Nalim comes into the rescue. And on the other side of the park, here's Raja Felipe. Mufazzal Ziad in the box. Here's Zaid. Felipe chips it over and kisses the crossbar. Asfaq Ayub is a one lucky man not to concede that fourth and fifth goal. Fausan loses the small battle between him and Yasir. Cross comes in. Pereira deals it with ease. Javelin trying everything in their books, but nothing is coming off. It's just that only one chance, clear-cut chance for them in the second half when Olavale hit the crossbar from that corner. Other than that, it has been all Saunders dominating position, dominating attacks going forward.
What started off brightly has certainly disintegrated by the time we went into half time. And it's the bench strength as well, isn't it, Atif? When you have likes of Mohammad Zaid, the current Sri Lanka under-20 skipper, and Suntaraj Niresh, as well as Dylan Kaushalya, to bring on from the bench against absolutely no one for Java Lane. There's no contest when it comes to the latter stages of this game.
It's the second yellow for Priyadarshan rather, and he'll be heading into the bench after that unwanted challenge. And as you mentioned before, Saunders has got a strong bench. They have the young forward Jacob Atkinson in their ranks as well. Has not made an appearance in this game, but he has made some significant impact coming off the bench in those previous weeks for Saunders. And this is Priyadarshan making his way after his second yellow.
Sanjuka Priyadarshana with his second red card of the campaign as well. He got one in the first game. Hello, off the bench, off the wall rather. Niresh turns, looking for options. Has Zaid to his left. Miscommunication allows Javelin to recover. Udara. Felipe is onside. Here goes Mufasal. Cuts back in once again. Here's a Niresh takes a shot past the upright. As Javelin makes a substitution. Andrew Devas replacing Rizkan Faizer.
It was one superb opportunity for the substitute Sundaraj Niresh to put the game into bed. Yes, it has already been in the bed, but that would have been the perfect ending for Saunders. Here's Olavale for one final time as Javelin goes forward, and just seconds left on our clock as Saunders will secure the top spot in Group A with this win, going ahead of New Star, the only unbeaten side in Group A, this Saunders outfit. And that's it. That's full time here at Racecourse. Saunders hammer this Javelin outfit. What a game we have had throughout this 90 minutes. A complete performance from this Saunders outfit, led by their skipper Udara and his troops. Clovis Frank, Roger Felipe and Mufazzal Ziad in the score sheet for Saunders was enough to beat this Javelin outfit. Brilliant performance from Shantasri's men, and they extend their unbeaten run in this campaign. The only team to be beaten in this Group A, and Saunders will be a happy bunch going back home. properly pleased crowd and a bunch of Saunders fans. As you can see, all yellow here at Racecourse supporting Saunders. Brilliant performance from their players. Outplayed Javelin in all departments. Yes, it's a shame to lose their goalkeeper Alisane during the game, but there'll be one happy team with this result. And here's your full-time confirmation. Javelin 0 and Saunders 3 goals. What a performance, a 3-star performance from a 5-star team. And happy bunch of players making their way out of this picturesque racecourse. What a Sunday night we have had. What a Sunday we have had with some superb footballing action. We had St. Mary's police rather having the better of St. Mary's in the afternoon game, and now we have had Saunders hammering Javelin 3-0. And here are some highlights of the second half. Javelin were quite good offsets. That was the only opportunity Javelin created of Olavale hitting the crossbar. This was the goal from Mufazzal Ziad through Patum Gimhan's cross. Beautiful finish from Mufazzal Ziad. Textbook stuff from the Saunders number 8. And then it was just one-way traffic in this game. Samir Pereira trying his fortunes. Then Olavale, the only man who was on a mission, testing Alisane. That was Alisane's injury. And Patum Gimhan had a couple of beautiful chances, but he couldn't put the ball into the back of the net. This was the skipper Indiv Udar testing Asfaq Ayub and Roger Felipe for one last time hitting the crossbar. That's all Saunders from the offsets to the end. Brilliant performance from a brilliant side coached by Santasri. And this was that unwanted red card from Priyadarshan. Then this was that one final opportunity from Sundaraj Niresh to score that 4th goal. And this is the results from this week. We have had quite a good week of football here in the Sri Lanka Football Champions League. First up we had on Friday Sri Lanka Transport Board going down to Nigambu Youth. Then a tame draw between Super Sun and Pelicans. Then Crystal Palace getting hammering from Serendib. And yesterday Underlights solid, had a field day against Mathura City. Then earlier today Sri Lanka Police with a well-structured performance against St. Mary's, getting the W with a 1-goal lead. And now Saunders hammering Javelin with a 3-goal performance. And we'll be heading into week number 7 next week, the final week of the first round. And still there's more football to be played, as the Group B is still everyone's race for that top 4 spots. And with this win, Saunders will climb up to that number 1 spot in Group A, while New Star and Serendib also have certified their spots in spots for the Super 8s. And a very important game is ahead of Javelin in the coming week. Will be a must-win game or a must-win point for Javelin in that coming up game in week number 7. And we have the man of the match for today, Roger Felipe, downstairs with Navod Vijay Vikrama. And over to you, Navod.
I have here with me the player of the match, Saunders, jersey number 44, Roger Felipe. Roger, 3 games you've played, 2 games player of the match. Happy with your performance today, because maybe you don't know, this is a big rivalry game between Javelin and Saunders.
Thank you, my coach. He's a big coach. Thank you. I like your coaching. St. Paul coach. I'm like Sri Lanka football. Thank you forever. Thank you. Next match, inshallah, win.
Okay. Thank you and all the best for the next few games.
That was Roger Felipe for you folks, the man of the match from today's game. A brilliant performance from the number 44 for Saunders, putting himself in the score sheet as well with a brilliant goal. And good performance and a happy bunch of players for Saunders as the celebrations continue out of the stadium at Racecourse in Colombo. And we have the winning coach Deshantasri downstairs with Navod. Over to you, Navod.
අප සමග එකතු වුණා සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ පුහුණුකරු ඩිෂාන්තසිරි කෝච් ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායම සමග හැමතිස්සෙම ගොඩක් අසීරු තරගයක් තමයි තිබෙන්නේ. මොන වගේ සූදානම්ද මේ තරගයට තිබ්බේ? ඒ වගේම අද තරගය ගැන සෑමකට පත් වෙනවද?
ඇත්තටම සෑමකට පත් වෙන අර පළවෙනියෙන් කිව්වා වගේ අපි හැමදාම පිටකොටුව කොම්පඤ්ඤ වේදිය. හැමදාම ලොකු මගේ කාලේ ඉඳන්ම තියෙනවා ලොකු අර කියපු දේ. අද අපිත් ආවේ ඒකටම ලෑස්ති වෙලා. මම මගේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක කිව්වා අපේ මේ ඉන්නේ මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එකේ ඉන්න අපිට තියෙන හොඳම ප්‍රතිමාලු. මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි අපි කොම්පඤ්ඤයේදී පිටකොටුව. අපි හැමදාම ලොකු අර කියපු දේ තියෙනවා. ඉතින් අද සන්තෝෂයි අද ලොකු ජයග්‍රහණයක් පෙන්නුවා. අපි ගොඩාක් දැන් ඒගොල්ලන්ට වැඩිය ඉස්සරහින් ඉන්නවා කියලා. ඒක ගැන ලොකු සන්තෝෂයක් තියෙනවා.
ඒ වගේම තමයි අද ඒ කියන්නේ බෙන්ච් එක දිහා බැලුවාම සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ ගොඩක් ප්‍රබල ක්‍රීඩකයන් තමයි බෙන්ච් එකෙන් උතාවේ. ඉතින් එතකොට සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ ප්‍රබලත්වය තවත් පිළිඹ වෙනවා. Zaid, ශ්‍රී ලංකා under 20 captain නිරේෂ්, ඒ වගේම ඩිලාන් කෞශල් ගොඩක් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් තියෙන ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා. ඉතින් ඒත් එක්ක බැලුවාම ටෝර්නමන්ට් එක පටන් ගත්ත විදිහයි දැන් ටෝර්නමන්ට් එක ටිකක් ලොකුම තැනකට තමයි ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් ගෲප් ස්ටේජ් එක ඉවරලා සුපර් ස්ටේජ් එකට යන මොහොත. කොහොමද ඔබ හිතන්නේ මොන වගේ තව ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරගන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවද? තවත් මොන හරි දුර්වලතා මොන හරි තියෙනවද තවත් ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කරගන්න?
ඇත්තටම තාමත් අපේ අර කියපු ක්‍රීඩකයෝ දැන් අපේ බෙන්ච් එකක් ඉන්නවා. බෙන්ච් එකෙත් අපිට තව ටීම් එකක් මෙහෙම තියෙනවා. එතකොට දැන් අපිට ලොකු ෆයිට් එකක් තියෙනවා මේ සිරියා මැච් වලදී කොහොමද මට මගේ කණ්ඩායම සම්බන්ධ කරගන්න කියලා. ඉතින් ඒක මට ලොකු අභියෝගයක්. මොකද අර කිව්වා වගේ බෙන්ච් එකෙත් එහා සමාන ඩිලාන් කෞශල්‍ය ඒ වගේ පතාක යෝධයෝ ටිකක් අපි බෙන්ච් එකේ තියාගෙන සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ. නමුත් ඉදිරියේ මම ඒගොල්ලොන්වත් යූස් කරගෙන හොඳම ලොකුම ජයග්‍රහණයක් සඳහා යාම තමයි මගේ බලාපොරොත්තුව.
හැබැයි සෝන්ඩර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේට කනගාටුදායක ආරංචිය තමයි කියන්නේ අන්තිම හරියේ ගෝල් කීපර් ඉන්ජර්ඩ් වුණා. ඒ ගැන තව වැඩිදුර විස්තරයක් තිබෙනවද? නමුත් කොහොමද අලසානගේ ඉන්ජරි එක?
ඇත්තටම එයාගේ ඇත්තටම කිව්වොත් එයාගේ මැච් එකක් කියලා කිව්වොත් ඒත් මම කෝච් හරි. මොකද හේතුව එයා බේරපු ගෝල් මුලින් ගියා නම් අපිට දස්කම කරන්න තිබුණේ නැහැ. ලොකු කනගාටුවක්. අපි උඩරින් උත්සාහය දන්නවා කොහොම හරි ඊළඟ මැච් එකෙන් නැත්තම් ඊළඟ මැච් එකට යව කොහොම හරි ගන්න. මොකද අපි කරපු දේවල් වල අපිට ලොකු මේ ප්‍රතිචාරයක් තියෙන. එයා ඉස්සරහට ආවොත් තමයි.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කෝච්. ඉදිරි තරඟවල සුබපතන.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
And that was one happy coach. Coach Santasri was quite happy with the performance his troops put on, but as he mentioned, he was a bit sad about his demise of his goalkeeper at the latter part of the game. And we have the losing coach downstairs with Navod. Over to you, Navod.
අප සමග දැන් එකතු වෙනවා ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමේ කළමනාකරු මැක්සි ලෙටරන්. මැක්සි හිතපු රිසල්ට් එක නෙවෙයි ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමට අද තරගයේ මොනවද ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමෙන් සිදුවෙච්ච වැරදි?
වැරදිමක් කියලා කියන්නේ හිතන්න බැරි මූ දෙකක් ගියා. ඒකෙන් ගෝල් දෙකක් ගියා. මම හිතන විදිහට ෆස්ට් හාෆ් එකේ බෝල් වර්ක් එක අපි තමයි සෙල්ලම් කරේ. නමුත් අර සෙනිකව ගෝල් දෙකක් ගේනද අපි පොඩ්ඩක් මේකක් වුණා. ඒකෙන්ද තමයි උනේ.
ඔව් අපි දැක්ක පළවෙනි විනාඩි 20 25 දෙපැත්තම හොඳට ෆුට්බෝල් සෙල්ලම් කරන ගොඩක් chance තිබ්බ. සෝන්ඩර්ස් ගෝල් එකක් ස්කෝර් කරා. ඒ වගේම ජාවලින්ට chance එකක් තිබ්බා. අර half time එක ඉවරෙන්න ඔන්න මෙන්න තියලා තමයි සෝන්ඩර්ස් දෙවෙනි ගෝලේ ලබා ගන්නේ. ඔබ හිතනවාද දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම සෝන්ඩර්ස් බෙන්ච් එකෙන් උත් ගොඩක් strong players ලා තමයි ආවේ. බෙන්ච් එකේ weakness එකකුත් තියනවා කියලා ජාවලින් කණ්ඩායමේ?
ජාවලෙන් කණ්ඩායම කියන්නේ දැනට අපි තරුණ කීඩය ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. එතනදී මැච් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් තාම නැහැ කට්ටියක්. නමුත් ප්‍රබල කීඩයක ඉන්නවා. අපි දැන් මේ චැම්පියන් ලීග් එකේ ගත්තනම් ෆොරින් ප්ලේයර්ස්ලා සෑම ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයකම ඉන්නවා. අපි ඒක ප්ලේයර් කෙනෙක් තමයි ඉන්නේ. බලමු ඉදිරියට අපි සුපර් හිට් එකට එන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. අනිවාර්යෙන් ඊළඟ මැච් එකත් අපි මම හිතන්නේ ප්‍රබල ක්‍රීඩා සමාජයත් එක්ක අපිට සෙල්ලම් ගන්න දීනේ. තරුණ ක්‍රීඩා කොල්ලෝ ඉන්නවා සෑන්ට අපේ. අනිවාර්යෙන් අපි එදත් මං කිව්වා වගේ සුපර් හිට් එකට අනිවාර්යෙන් අපි සහභාගී වෙනවා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි. අපි එලෙසම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා මැක්සි. සුබවතුම් ඊළඟ ඉදිරි තරඟ වලට.
Okay, බොහොමත්ම ස්තුතියි.
And that was Javelin manager for you. And that's it from week 5. And here's the fixtures lined up for the next week. It will be Moragas Mulla SC taking on Mathura City to kick off things in the final week of first round football. Then New Star taking on Javelin, a very important game coming up for Javelin. Taking on New Star, a formidable outfit. Then Serendib taking on Saunders. It will be a one mouth-watering encounter as well. Then later on Saturday, Pelicans taking on St. Mary's. Then Nigambu Youth taking on Crystal Palace. Then to wind up the first round, Sri Lanka Police will take on Solid SC. That too will be a one mouth-watering encounter for sure. And that is it from week 6, folks. Hope you enjoyed all the footballing action, and we'll meet you with a brand new week from week 7. Have a good rest of the night. Thank you.